Okay, now we have just installed the Red Hat version on this Linux Ubuntu version as a host, and the Red Hat is running as a VM as a guest operating system. And you can see that I just started the Red Hat version. It's gonna take a little bit time to just boot it off, but on the right side I'm just going while this one is happening, I'm just gonna type some commands to check out the host operating system, which in this case is the Linux Ubuntu 22.04 long-term support. As you can see, this is the host operating system. The code name is Jammy Jellyfish. I'm going to just minimize the VirtualBox because it says running here, and on this screen it is prompting me on the Red Hat side for the guest operating system. So before I actually, let me just do a ps -ef grep -i VirtualBox, and then for the VirtualBox you can see the process ID 27191 is the actual VirtualBox with Red Hat Linux underscore Red Hat as name. As you can see here, the name is when it says dash dash start VM, and then either the VM ID number or that and the name of the Red Hat common as the operating system. So I'm going to click on the installation, user ID, so I can just start on logging in. I'm going to provide the password here. So type it in and try to sign in. And this screen looks nice so far. The resolution, everything looks good. So I'm gonna keep it that way. It is Sunday again. I just installed it, and it is right now it is booting. But before this one boots, I'm going to just go to the other window, so I can just check out running top maybe on the other window, so I can see the activity that are happening here. And I'm going to just resize this window a little bit bigger so I see more information on the number of process IDs. And you can see that the VirtualBox is on the top of it because it's currently trying to open it up. And as you can see, the background is looking nice, and everything is just trying to bring it up. If I just on the right window on the terminal type in Q for quit, and then come back here on the directory structure, see that list of the directories that I have. By doing ls -l, I will get the long listing of it, and the last bottom on the second one is VirtualBox PMs. So I could say cd to VirtualBox star virtual, because that's the only two the name that is matching that string. So I could do virt star, it will do it. Now I'm there, and then I'm on the host operating system, which is algorithm, and then the version of it is Ubuntu, as you can see from OS-release. But what I want to do is say, okay, I am on the VirtualBox here, clear my screen, and then say, show me a list of all the VirtualBox VMs that I'm running. So the Rocky 8.5 is in power off, but Linux Red Hat is in running state from the VirtualBox hypervisor software. You can see Linux Rocky is 8.5 and Linux Red Hat is in running state. By minimizing this one, and then here I just have all the options on the left side. I can just click on the activity and then be able to just see all the menus for me, and that is available. And then it is showing up there. So if I just click here and then click on the menu on the bottom, this menu option is there, so you can see the list of them. And then as it goes to these windows, it will just take a little bit time because of the resource that is available in terms of memory and everything. As I said that on this system, if I look at the just memory usage, if I type in free-h in human readable format, and -h means human readable format, as if the other ones are not read by human. I don't know who came up with that dash syntax, but that is the h means human readable. It's funny that they come up with the term as if like this df-h or something is also human readable. Df- is says give you a summary, and this -s give a summary. Those are not saying that it's read by humans. So let me just look into the OS. In this case is we have 15 gig and 5.2 gig total is available on the system. And if I just come back here, click on this menu, I should get a list of all the menus that are the software that are currently installed on it. But again, as you click on it, it is just time consuming to just display it. So let me just come back here and then do a listing. So now I'm going to go to star Red Hat star. So I don't have to type in too much, and I just did the wildcard match, and then it showed me. Now you can see that the Linux Red Hat.vdi file, that one is actually the actual virtual disk image. And if I do a disk usage -s for summary, H for human readable, again, it is showing that the disk is of about 5.3, but dynamically that will grow. So let's just know that this is actually there. And I'm going to just click on this one to see if I can open a terminal. On the desktop resolution, maybe I have to do some adjustment, because last time it was having this difficulty. I couldn't type much because of the resizing. You can see that the cursor is not as friendly as it should be. I'm gonna try to maximize it, see if I could just get that window, and at the same time this terminal. So now you see the show application comes in, but when you click on it, it is still holding on to it. Let me Control C out of it. I'm going to close this terminal. At this time I'm not going to use the terminal, and then that is the other host, and I'm going to close this one. And studio, I'm doing it setting, I just close that one, I don't need it. And then this VirtualBox is the one that we are currently on it. So I click on the terminal here to open a terminal, or right click, see if I could have the cursor. Again, it is just a way this product is working with the screen adjustment. So I'm going to resize it, and then maybe change the resolution on the setting if I can have the control over here. It is moving sometimes too fast, sometimes too slow. Okay, let's do it this way. We do control, and then take control here, double click on the terminal, see if the terminal opens up. Okay, clearly maybe some of the things with the recording might be causing the problem. Let me just make sure that recording software OBS is not taking too much control on this one. I'm gonna Control C, and then click on this, and then here I could type in commands or not. Activity. Yeah, so somehow if I just use the scaled mode, I can type in the command. So the resolution needs to be adjusted afterward with the different setting. Uname -a and then cut etc os-release, and then you can see it's a Red Hat 8.5 version. All the details are there, and then the system is subscribe, so I can say subscription manager list, and then it will say that it is a subscribe, or it will say you need to run that one as root, which I'm going to run it here. So it is prompting me on the GUI, so it says and then you can see that now the subscription will just say yeah, it is subscribe until that time. At this time I know that one, then I could just say also sudo subscription manager repos list to get me a list of all the repositories. Again, it is asking me for password. If you have to do sudo every time, you better just switch user to root and then run some of these commands. So command parse argument list repos list repos. So let me just see why, and the syntax repo list. Repo list. If it is list comes before repo or that one, the output should be smart enough to get it. You see, repos is there, and just so it doesn't require any list argument. By default, it is repos. It will give you all the list of repository that's available to you. And then if it is set to 0, it is off, and then you just enable it with that -- enable, and then you can do one repos or all of them. And network enable. So right now the reason that is giving is, again, the network is not recognized here. By default it is up, the wired is off. So I'm going to connect here, and then now I run the same command with the repos again, and this time it's gonna list me all the repos that are available. And then this one is going to take a while, so at the meantime I'm going to do Control-C, go bigger screen so you guys could see the command that is running here. I'm going to minimize this window and then move this one in the center, and then wait for the repos command to give me the output, and we could just show that registration successful on the top, because we did earlier the command of subscription manager -list, and we saw that it was subscribed. And this window we could minimize it from here by just clicking it here. But again, the terminal is very slow to just get the repos list, and now it is coming with the repos list. As you can see, the repos enabled option is saying that enable is 0, meaning that it is not enabled. So if we have to enable something, we say -- enable, give the repo ID number, and then it will be enabled, and the enable option will be 1. And then that would do it. Here, if I just say cut etc and red hat release file, this will just say 8.5 also. And then the same thing with etc os-release. There is a file os-release that's pointing to the current version of Red Hat. And access.redhat.com is also there for documentation, for subscribing it, for registering your account, so you can subscribe into the system and everything else. So this is a Red Hat 8.5, and we already checked. It came with Python version 3. So which Python 3? It says that this Python 3 is there. So I could say Python 3-v verbose, and then if I just want to get into Python, and then say import math as m, and then say m.power of to the power 1000 to the power of 10 is 1024. It will print that one. If I need help on the let's say something, I could just search for help and say modules here, and then read all the help on the list of the modules that is available. Again, the modules is a big list. In C# and Python, there's so many modules, including Java, with so many functions and so many arguments. Each library or module that it is included, it's really giant. And then you have scientific module for scientific computation. You would have it for regular expression, or like math functions and graphics, and let's say data science, all of the concept that you are looking at, machine learning and ML language and everything else. So right here you can see that it is there. Everything for you is there. I was just talking about regular expression, and you can see RE module here that's available there. So I'm going to quit out of this one by just pressing enter. I'm back on the Python. Here I could say print m.py, so I can get the pi value to 3.14 something. I'm going to exit out of this one. We already did a little bit on the Python, and then just if I just put 0 or not 0, that would work. Here I type in which G++ to see if it doesn't come with G++ by default. So in order to install like which GCC, the GNU C library, the GNU C and C++ collection library, in order to install it, I need to just say right now I could do a DNF provides G++ to just find out what is the name of the package that provides G++ or GCC. By doing that command, yum provides or DNF provides, it will tell me what is there. Then I do sudo install that package. But I can also have done in this case DNF, sudo with DNF install G++. It will automatically go to a yum and DNF repository and search for the missing packages, and then all the dependencies will be met because they work as a package together, and then repository will just find it and install it. At this time it is still searching for the G++ collection libraries to see what is the package that it is there. When you do the DNF space provide space G++, if it doesn't find anything, then you might type in /bin /star G++ or something. So the wildcard matching, saying that user local bin or user bin or user sbin, will also be searched to see if the binary is on one of those packages that are met in that location. So there's a lot of different syntax with these commands, and as you go we will show you those steps that why this is different this time versus the other times, because just one utility or one compiler, in this case GCC, or the interpreter Python 3 or PEP, for example, for package installation, PEP 3 for installing Python packages, those ones are really having a lot of parameters, a lot of arguments, whether depending on how you want to do it. So that this is a little bit time consuming in terms of waiting this long for something like this. It is slow. As you can see, it is not efficient, but that is not the problem of the software. Sometimes it could be the network, sometimes it could be the performance of the CPU memory and the resource that is available to it, how much IO bound these are, and then reading the repository, how far is the repository, all of that information. Last metadata expiration check. So it did find all these G++ packages that are there. So you can see it is looking for GCC C++ compiler. So I could have also done like this, sudo, and then say DNF install argument with G++. If I do G++, then it's gonna say, well, GCC and C++ is part of the same package. It's gonna find that package, and then it's gonna try to meet all the dependencies, whether it's GCC for C compiler or G++ for C++ compiler. It is gonna look at the repository, meet all the dependencies, and then you have support for GNU, C, and C++ collection compilers, which is, as you can see here, C++ support for GCC. So those packages will be installed, and then after that one I can write like a C or C++ program, compile it. If it's a C, I can compile it with GCC, and if it's a C++, I can compile it with C++. So it did not find this one, but I clearly had the name here, GCC dash the name of the package, C++, and then dash 8.5 is good enough. If I just do that one, Enterprise Linux 8 will be automatically picked up the matching 5.0-10 Enterprise Linux x86 64, or I could have just done GCC-C++, and then if there's a version for 8.5, it would have picked up first. Let's see if this one finds it. And once it finds it, because I did not give a parameter of -y for yes, it's gonna just say, well, it did not find it. So let's see what's going on here. I'm going to do this, and I'm not gonna say -y, so it should prompt me. I'll double check to see what package it finds it. And you can also do DNF search, a search for G++. That would also show you every package that are there, saying that one. The YUM provides is specific to, like I was telling you, user bin G++ and other ones. So if you want to install that one, I could have just say, yeah, YUM install the full information that is coming here, it will find it. But as you see that once I put the specific name GCC-C++, it found that one plus all the libraries for GCC and all library for standard C++ and so on. So I'm gonna say, yeah, go ahead and install all the kernel headers, the include files, on everything, and this is going to meet all the dependencies. So when you are writing a C program, the GCC compiler will be available, as well as the header files like standard io.h and other things. And if you're doing a C++, similarly, the G++ compiler will be available, as well as the iostream.h, iostream.h, or as all these other modules that are libraries that are included within the C++. So this will just go through the installation. After this installation, I have both the C compiler, which is GCC, as well as the C++ compiler, which is G++, and those ones. And then obviously they take arguments and everything, and we could just do that. It is installing it right now. I'm not gonna stop anything and not going to another screen. We just have to be patient. 8 of 15, that is good enough. It's moving faster enough. It should be done in any minute. 9 of 15. And then we can see the package that are getting installed. A lot of them are very important. So it is currently doing the 15 out of 15 and verifying it, and we just give it time, and then after that one we just run the compiler, and then we could write source code also. If you want, I could just write a simple hello world or something just to say hi. And we can do that one on the next video or something. But at this time now, if I say which, somehow the screen jumped in to the search rather than just on my terminal. So let me just get control back to the terminal, see if I can type in the terminal. Man, let's see. I have to get control again. Let me see if it give me the control. So right here, Control C and then Control C again. When you get it to a smaller screen, it gave me control. So the cursor and everything else is available, except maybe this time I spoke too soon. Yeah, it is available. So right here I could say which GCC, and then it is available GCC-v for version, and it will say that, oh, you did not provide the input file. Dash version will tell me that it is running 8.5 version. So clearing a screen which GCC is there, and GCC dash version will tell me that it is good. If I say which G++, similarly, and I say G++ dash version, it will say that it is as well good. And then let me make the size of the screen bigger this time, and then I'm going to show you those commands. As you can see on the bigger screen, what GCC gave me the version of the user bin GCC that is executable. If I type in file user bin GCC and user bin G++, both of them are going to show that the two executables or their executable link format. As you can see here, and their executable link format. And then the other thing that I could do is type in, just go to the make a directory here and say make dir programs, and then cd to programs, and then cd to programs, and then clear my screen. I'm on the programs. Now I make a directory for C and then one for C++, and then go to C directory and then say, okay, let's use VI to write prog1.c, and we just write it pound include standard.io.h as a header file, and then end main function, and then start the brace, and then we say here printf statement and say welcome to C programming language. So that welcome screen, and we do a new line characters and close it, and then say return. Return is a function is returning successful 0, and then here we just close it. And now we finished a simple welcome program. So now if I say file star, and then it says that, sorry about that, and file star, it is just saying that the program 1.c is a source code, is a text file. So if I just do a GCC, compile it without any given name, prog1.c as a source code, it will create a file called a.out, and notice that the .out is already in executable format, and it will just run that one. I can also compile it with gcc -o, and you say prog1 is the name of the executable that should be created, and from the source code of prog1.c. This time I just have two files. One was a.out without passing the argument. Default one just created the output a.out. The second time -o prog1 is created, and both of those ones, a.out and prog1, are executable. The other one is source code. By running prog1, you can see that it is doing the same thing. Clear the screen and then undo this list. So file prog1 and then a.out, both of them are executable link format. And then you can see that it is whether I run prog1 or a.out, both of them will just produce the same thing. Whatever the name you want to give as an output of the -o option, it will create it. And if you want to just create it with debug option, then you can do pass the argument, and I'll show you all those one in detail next time. But right now I'm going to go to C++ file, and then notice that we already wrote the prog1. I'm going to copy from the C prog1.c++.c, and we call it prog1.c++. So I could have just created this prog1 from VI and then just give it that extension, because prog1 is .c++. Notice that if I just want to do this one, all I have to do is vi prog1.c++, and then just change the C here to C++. And then at this time, the include standard io.h and the header files, and then the main, then the return, the printf statement also works on G++ compiler because they're backward compatible. So if I just look at the file and I say file star, that's the source code, but notice it says C source code, not C++. Even though I give the extension, at this time I have not included any header of C++, I have not done any cout or anything, so it is still considered this one as a C code. And then if I just say compile it with G++ minus, if I don't give any name, I just say prog1.c++, then it's going to create the a.out file. Notice that a.out is there, and then the output is saying that welcome to C++. Even though this code is there, and then file star, it just says executable link format. So I want to just change that one to compile it with G++ -o, call it prog1, and then prog1.c++ this way, and then run prog1.c++. That also says welcome to C++ programming language. So this, I'm sorry, not I don't want to do it the source code. You just want to run the executable file star. The executable is a.out and prog1. So in this case, I'm going to clear my screen and then file star. Notice the last one, which is a file prog1.c++. It says it's a C source code. Now I'm going to prove that one that it was reading source include IO. I'm going to change that one to prog1.c++, but the content of it, I'm going to make it C++ libraries and function calls and everything else. So prog1.c++, I'm VIing it, and then first of all, instead of include standard IO, so I'm going to search for standard IO, and then in this field I'm going to just change it to IO stream. That's the header for C++. And then on top of it here, I'm going to use the namespace called using namespace std. And then inside main, I could use the printf statement, but I'm going to use the console output object, which is from the cout stream, IO out, and f stream, and IF stream and so on. So I'm going to do that one and then just say this. And I could have done a new line character here. That's good also. We could do that one, or we could just say and just put end of line here, and then just generate one end of line here. So now it is just doing that, and then on top of it I'm going to add one more code, say learning is made easy by mywebuniversity.com free educational videos. So let's say I put that string here, and then I say that's good, and then I'm going to do that, and then at the same time I'm going to put a new line here. I could have done that as well since I'm inside that code. So now clear my screen and say cat prog1.c++. Now the content is different. Let's see prog1.c++. It should say C++ source code, and it does. It recognizes it as a C++ code because in the contents of it, that file extension does not matter. If you put it .c++, .wahid, .whatever, it just knows from the inside. And now if I compile it, say G++, if I could give the name and call it output wahid, doesn't matter. Prog1.c++, but wahid in this case is not making any sense. IO stream is not recognized, so let me just go vi the file, and then stream IO is the one that not IO stream. So the name of the library is sometimes streamio.h. Stream IO. The format is stream input output. That's what it is. And so let's just compile it again. Include stream. IO stream was correct actually. Let me double check on that one. Maybe I had a typo somewhere, or maybe the library is missing. Include IO stream. Maybe I had a mistype. IO stream. It is recognizing it as a valid name. Let's just compile it again. Yeah. So it was IO stream. I must have typed it incorrect last time. See, T was missing the first time. On line 110 it says that SIO SREM. That's why it was just mistyped there when I was typing it. So now Wahid is written, and it will just say welcome to C++ programming language. Learning is made easy by My Web University free education videos. So I'm going to clear this screen, and I'm going to say remove Wahid in this file and the binary, and then I'm going to compile it again. If I run the previous program prog1, and the output is still the same as the other ones that were there that was compiled. Since those ones were not it was previously compiled, those ones are not there, I'm going to remove a.out, and I'm going to remove prog1, and then now I have only one prog.c file star.c++. It will say source code. Now I'm going to say G++ minus O prog1 and prog1.c++. The file got created. If I type in file star, it will say that those are good, and then ls minus l, and then prog1, it will be just showing that this welcome to C++ programming language. Learning is made easy by My Web University.